Yeah, we will be taking a look at another hypothetical presidential election matchup, but this time in 2028 between what I would believe would be Ron DeSantis versus Kamala Harris. So let's get right into today's video. Now, I think in 2024, Trump and Biden will be the respective candidates for their parties again, and in 2028, I think Ron DeSantis and Kamala Harris will end up victorious in their presidential primary races. So I think first of all, let's just start with the safe states on both sides. Washington, California, Hawaii, and the New England area is considered safe for Kamala Harris. As well as that, the state of Illinois. While for Ron DeSantis, much of the Great Plains in the United States are all considered safe for Ron DeSantis. So let me fill that in. Alright, so these are safe states for both candidates. Let's go to the likely states. Now, I think Ron DeSantis is definitely going to win Alaska and South Carolina. There's no questions there. Iowa, Ohio, these are states typically in which I think Trump could actually do better than Ron DeSantis. But at the end of the day, these are going to be likely states. These are states that are heavily trending away from the Democratic Party and towards the Republican Party. I think as well as that, the state of Florida, this is a state that's trending towards the Republican category. I think this is a state in which Ron DeSantis could end up winning, especially given that he is the governor of the state of Florida, and as well as that he did win re-election by a comfortable margin of 57 to 40% against a Democrat, and that really shows how well Ron DeSantis can perform in his home state. And as well as that, I think Texas will also be likely for Ron DeSantis. Not much of a surprise. Now, some of the suburban areas around Dallas and Houston and San Antonio, as well as that in the Austin region, are trending blue. But still, I don't think that's enough, especially given that Kamala Harris is the Democratic candidate. Kamala Harris is just not the strongest Democratic option. So, for the state of Oregon here, I think that's going to be a likely state for Kamala Harris. Colorado, New Mexico, these are states that are typically trending towards the Democratic Party, especially the state of Colorado. So I think Kamala Harris will definitely be able to win the state. Virginia as well, a likely state for Kamala Harris. I think that this is a much really blue trending state at this moment in time. And that would be the likely states for Kamala Harris, as well as that probably means at large vote likely for Kamala Harris. Now, I did forget Maine second, that will be likely for Ron DeSantis, but the reason that Maine's at large is still likely blue is because Maine's second district has significantly less votes than Maine's first district. So that will do it for the safe and likely states. Now let's go state by state in 2028. Now 2028, I think for the state of Nevada, Nevada actually shifted slightly to the Republican side in 2020 compared to 2016, despite the national environment being more than 2 points more favorable for the Democratic Party, suggesting that, especially considering Ron DeSantis is the candidate, Nevada could actually go for the GOP. Now the state of Arizona. It's really interesting here. Kamala Harris is terrible in a state like Arizona. He can do better in states that have a large minority population, black population especially, but Arizona just isn't that. It's a suburban state. It's a state that could prefer someone like Ron DeSantis. I'm going to put it in the tilt Republican category. Now, for the state of Minnesota here, this is a state with a huge and long Democratic voting history. Now, I know the state is trending red, and I know Kamala Harris may not be the most appealing candidate. Nonetheless, although the state is a lot of the voters in the state are white and college graduated, which is a relatively strong Biden group, but not a strong Kamala Harris group. I think Kamala Harris should still be able to win the state of Minnesota. As well as that, the state of New Hampshire, again, very college educated, a state that is predominantly white. I think the state will go for Kamala Harris. Nebraska second as well, although again, this is college educated. This is an area that really did not like the former president, who is now indicted, as we know that has been circulating around the news. I think Nebraska second will also go for Kamala Harris. Now for Ron DeSantis here, I think North Carolina. This is going to be lean for the governor of Florida. I think again the state is a state. This is a state that's not really trending significantly in either direction, but I think Ron DeSantis generally is a better candidate than Kamala Harris. North Carolina typically votes for a GOP by around 1 to 2 points, and I would expect that to hold. Now for the state of Wisconsin, lean Republican. Not, I don't think that's really that surprising. Again, this is a lean state, right? This is a state that, again, a lot of the rural areas prefer DeSantis. A lot of those exurban areas are going for DeSantis. The urban areas could go for Kamala Harris, but I think the turnout will be slightly lower because I don't think she's as appealing as someone like Joe Biden. And as well as that, I think Georgia, this is going to be possibly the tipping point state. But at the end of the day, Ron DeSantis is going to win just because of the fact Kamala Harris, I don't think, can appeal to a lot of college graduated exurban voters like Joe Biden. Joe Biden won counties like Cobb and Gwinnett by 15 to 20 points, but those are areas that Clinton barely won and Obama lost in both 2008 and 2012. So for the state of Michigan here, this is really close, but I think Pennsylvania goes with Ron DeSantis. Again, some of the suburban areas, they're not going to come home for Kamala Harris, especially considering Biden was indeed born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And finally, the state of Michigan. This one, it could really go either way. I think it's going to go DeSantis, though, because this is 2028. Michigan has 4 additional years after 2024 to turn Republican, and that's probably going to end up helping Ron DeSantis. So that is the map for 2028, a much more Republican favorable one. Now, if someone better on the Democratic side decides to run, or if Ron DeSantis doesn't win the primary, then potentially speaking, Democrats could have a much better shot. But if these are the two candidates, I think it's gonna look pretty good for the Republicans. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.